Hi everyone, welcome to the Programming 101 workshop from SOAB. I'm Peyton.
I'm Rabia.
I'm Callie.
This workshop is from Student Organization Advisory Board, and these are just some frequently asked questions that we get related to programming, such as how to find food vendors, how to reserve event spaces, how to track attendance, how do you keep everything organized, and we're just here to kind of walk you through that in a casual manner and get you all on the right foot.
Before we get into that, there are resources on campus to help you with questions you may have for your upcoming event. There's us, the RSO consultant. So for example, if you're a cultural RSO, you would email a cultural RSO consultant on any questions you may have regarding your upcoming event. There's always the SOAB advisors who are ready to help, and you can find their contact information on our Engage page. And we are located on the 3rd floor of the SAC office, and we are also at the Red Barn.
One of the primary and most frequent questions that we get is how do you reserve an event space? So we're kind of just going to walk you through that using our program that we call 25 Live. So on the screen here is Engage U of L, one of the pages that you'll probably use most frequently if you are in an RSO or an RSO leader. So you'll log into this page, make sure that you're logged in with your ULink, and then you'll just scroll down a little bit. And then on the right-hand side under campus links, you'll see 25 Live room reservations. Go ahead and click that, and then it'll take you to 25 Live Pro. Make sure that you're still logged in with your U of L ID. And then you'll go ahead and click the page where next to select object and scroll down to locations, because you'll want to search by whichever location you're using. For the sake of this example, we'll do the BAB. And then you'll search that, scroll down just a little bit. Once it loads, let's say you want to reserve the BAB first floor lobby, you'll go ahead and click that. And then if you want to reserve a room on Thursday, February 17th at 8 a.m., you'll go ahead and click that once the icon shows up. And then you'll go ahead and fill in all of these blanks. So the event name, event title, the type of the event, your organization, the expected head count, the event description, when it's going to take place. And then make sure that if it is an event that you reserve it 3 weeks in advance minimum, and that if it is for a meeting, that it is 2 business days in advance. And then something to note also is that listed in your organization's Engage page, Officer 1 and Officer 2 are the ones that are able to make reservations. So make sure that it is either one of those individuals making this reservation. And then if you have any questions, you can always reach out to any of your consultants or any of the advisors, and we'd be more than happy to help you with that.
So a main thing when it comes to having an event is to make sure that people are there. So there are ways to do that, and you're able to track attendance on Engage. So for example, we'll look at a previous event made by our organization, SOAB. And we'll click on that. So here we have the Student Involvement Symposium. You go to the option that says Manage Event. And if you scroll down with event attendance, you're able to click Track Attendance. And here you're able to see who's attended the event. And you are able to also export this to a PDF or an Excel spreadsheet for it to be easily accessible to others.
And then I'll also add that on that page, you can add the attendance if it's something that you want to go back and edit, or that's the page where if you have like the swipe cards, that's where it would load into.
Another really important part of planning an event is if you'll need vendors for the event. Depending on how large your event is, you might want to delegate a couple people on your team to be the ones who will contact the vendor. And then you'll want to look up companies that can fulfill the demands for your event. That could be food vendors, equipment rental, just whatever is needed for your specific event. And then you'll want to use either your school email, or if your RSO has an email, you can use that account to reach out to these vendors. And you'll want to make sure to include a short description of what your event is and what date and time you're planning on having it on. And also make sure to give them a clear budget so they know what you're working with before they send you back any information.
So the main thing when it comes to planning an event for your RSO is teamwork. And by doing this, you're able to promote your RSO by delegating tasks accordingly. For example, a treasurer within your RSO or a financial director has the tasks of creating a budget for how much you spend for an event. And then another thing to point out is that you can always make a decorating committee, a food committee for your event.
So when you are planning your event, it's important that you stay organized. So we suggest making a schedule in the time leading up to the event to keep everyone on track and on the same page. When you do this, we suggest that you pre-schedule your meeting so that you have it laid out when you're going to do what, when you're going to meet, just so that you don't get lost and have to plan everything kind of last minute. And then when doing so, make sure that you have an itinerary for the day of your event so that everyone knows what they're doing, when they're doing it, how it's going to get done, so you're not kind of scrambling and getting lost in the moment. And then one thing that we found to be super helpful is having a shared folder either in Google Drive or Microsoft Teams, so that if you do have important files, budgets, things coming from vendors, that you know where to access them and know how to get a hold of them, and it's all in one place. And then also going into it with the understanding that things most likely aren't going to go according to plan, but being able to adapt and overcome and working through it and just being able to put on the best event that you can is super important, and it'll be fun either way.
Are there any questions?
Awesome. Thanks for coming. Have a good day.
Have a good day.